Welcome. Today we are going to give this Shimano XT derailleur a overhaul. This is more or less the same procedure for most Shimano derailleurs, you know, from the late 80s, I think it's until also the late 90s, that they slightly change things in the way that you dismantle the derailleur itself. So let's get started. Taking off the small parts first, the barrel and using a size number 3 Allen key, we're going to undo the bolts for the pulleys. Adjuster now. Next, there's a circlip right here, so I'm going to use this flat-headed screwdriver, and I'm going to take it right off. Right here, there's a kind of barrel-shaped bolt that's got a Phillips cross on the top, and this will now let go and go to the other side. Underneath here there's another Phillips screw to undo right here, so I'm going to undo that as well. Unscrewing it off, and here we go. Right, so now we've got that part open. I'm going to remove this part here now with the other screw. Now I already took the clip off, so it's just simply lifting up this part here. Now we've got access to the spring that's inside. Remember to put the right side of the spring when putting it back in. You'll notice here it's got a slight inward shape. I'll put it up. So this will be the top part. And same for here, the top. So I'm going to give everything a clean now, and we're going to put it all back together. For cleaning, I tend to do the same thing. I just put simply soapy water. I could use some degreasers. I don't really like that stuff. I think it's bad for the environment. And wiping, scrubbing down, and then drying it with paper towels. Right, so I've cleaned everything. I removed a couple of extra pieces that could still be removed. I'm going to now add on some grease on the springs and the pivot bolt areas, so the hanger bolt that's here, and I'm going to put a bit of lubricant, just a tiny part, on the jockey wheels. So this lithium grease I'm using is more or less the same composition as what's called marine grease. It's fine for this type of area. So the rubber O-ring that sits in place right here near the hanger bolt. Grease. I noticed Shimano has this type of white premium grease, although I'm not very trustworthy of that one because it's advertised as being made in Germany, but when I look closely on the technical information, it then says it's made in the Netherlands. Likewise, its composition doesn't seem to be very much different to the one I'm using now. Stick that in place. I should think it'd be fine for a bit of ceramic as well. No issues there. I'm going to install this part of the cage now. As you'll see on the left and on the right, there are two holes on the inside. So when we're going to put the spring back in, if you want it more tensioned, you're going to put it on the right hole, and if you want less tension, drop the spring in the right hole. So this screw here needs to be put back into its place, right here. Now remember this, to now go on the other side we're going to turn, and you want to make sure that this is clockwise when I'm turning here. You don't want to go the other way because you're going to damage or bend the spring. So right here you're going to see we're going to put this now part here to keep it in place. So that's now done. Next we need to put this part in that holds the B tension screw, and also holds down the hanger bolt and its spring. This is generally a dreaded task as some of the springs are harder than others. I'm going to turn anti-clockwise, and then once we're at a certain position, push it down into place like so. I thought of was just to use like a kind of the bit of the screwdriver. You stick it into where the B limit screw usually goes, and then just turning anti-clockwise again. And then once you're at that position there, you do the same thing. You push it down for it to be holding, and there you go. And now you're just pushing down. It's a wrench, or you need some kind of plier that's going to allow you to put this circlip, push it down. I guess you could just push it against something as well. Anyway, that's done. The cable barrel, I'll just put it there. Goes in. Right, that's job done. Spring's good, everything looks good there. Hope this helped, and thank you for listening.